I mean, this is where they slaughtered right there.
Oh, wow.
She was telling us the story of how they would kill the animal right here and put him right here in the, what is it, the freezer or the fridge?
Yeah, freezer next to them.
Yeah, when this was a morgue, the bodies were stored right next to the...
I wrote down farmland. So funny, I see farm animals. Like, it's almost like at some point, I don't know. And I mean, I've never been to this place. If anybody has, you can validate this, but it's almost like there is a door to outside that either was there that might be sealed off now, but there was an entrance to get into the basement potentially from outside at some point, but some reason I feel like it's closed off or it's bricked up. So I don't know if this could be proven, but it's almost like some of the farm animals would get loose like a chicken and get down in the basement. And then I see a chicken getting its head cut off. Like they would drain the chicken blood in the basement. So that was like, because it was a poor farm, so that's where everybody worked and, you know, did that kind of stuff to stay there to keep their, you know, to keep their rent basically.
Yeah, when this was a morgue, the bodies were stored right next to the...
The bodies were on the left, the meat was on the right.
That's crazy.
They bring it through this door around here, slaughter them right there.
I'm enjoying this.
Because it wouldn't have been as, like, relevant if it would have said that in the other room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to work on the farm, but I see them preparing chicken. Like I hear caca, and I hear it hitting like a wood block almost. So I don't know if it feels like it was in the basement because I feel like I'm underground, and then there's like little lights, like the rectangular windows with the double pane and like the X metal running through them or whatnot. But I saw a chicken with its head cut off. But then I also wrote, you know, the bad ones. Focus on the bad ones.
Discovering.
We are, that's what we're doing.
Think about it. They're telling us history, and they're like telling us a new story. We're discovering stuff, but for some reason it's linked to this room.
People. You got 1942.
Mm-hmm.
You know, did that play a factor in it too? We like the dark.
So do we.
Yeah, we
We love it.
Do the physical abuse that took place there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think oh God. Now I'm seeing a guy in like all white, and this was in the 1950-ish, 40 or 50-ish. There's a guard there, and I'm seeing him do some really bad things. I'm hearing the name.
If you could give us one more word before we go to another room about your story, can you just say what one word has to do with what you're trying to tell us?
Please wait and listen.
Wow. Just thinking about, oh, here we go. Soul. S-O-U-L. That's the soul.
Dude, what, I mean, we're literally saying before we leave.
Yeah.
Please wait and listen.
But their soul is here, or?
So, could you then, if we wait for a second and listen, could you now tell us a little bit about your story? We're thinking maybe you got assaulted sexually in this room. Could you knock on something to let us know that that's true? Or say true on our device? Or something about your story?
Potentially.
I'm not the best with names. I will admit that. I don't try to, you know, it's a hit or miss for me, but Edward or Edwards. That's what I'm hearing. But there was a guard that did some really bad physical, mental, emotional, and maybe even sexual abuse to people as well. Down in that basement, there was a hiding corner. There's a corner you hide. People could get away with doing things down there. And that's why I call it a hiding corner. I don't know how else to explain it, but there was a place down there that people could go to, they could sneak away, that had privileges, that could do things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to leave this room. Is there any last message you have?
Did we ever remind you of anybody?
I get like my throat closing.
Elric.
What was that?
Elric.
Elric.
Is that a name? How do you spell it?
E-L-R-I-C. I don't know, maybe choking was a part of the assault. But like it's weird when you stand here and you kind of just try to just feel it. It's like I get sinus pain right here and then just like... Okay, my last question, if these guys probably...
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, ropes on
What
one.
the heck?
Was somebody choked in this room?
We need energy.
It's the second time.
Oh
Oh my gosh.
you guys couldn't warn him?
So this is where my entire body started to hurt, like my hips, my knees, my legs, my back, pretty much everything, and my jaw. And I started getting really tired. And then just now, I got a creepy ass vision of a man throwing up black and bloody gore. His mouth gets bigger and his jaw dislocates and he looks at me. And it's this creepy man with like dark blackish hair and creepy beady eyes. And it's like he's thrown up the gore and you can see it like all over his face. And then his jaw dislocates to make his mouth bigger. And then he turns and looks at me and yeah. I mean, that explains why my jaw's hurting.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it's interesting you say that because I wrote the basement, okay? I see several human souls down there, and the fact you say the collector, I'm just going to read it. Several human souls around the room, and they're just shuffling. They're just shuffling like with their head down and almost like zombies walking around on Walking Dead without being disturbed. As soon as I tuned into them, it's like you stare into the abyss, it stares back. I had one guy had the white eyeballs and he had like brown short hair, but it was kind of all messed up. Like it would look like it would have been combed over and cut, but it was kind of all kind of spiky and messed up. And he did this, like you're talking about.
Yeah.
Come right up to my face, just like that.